What is up, everybody? Okay, so I'm going to play my first chess game on my new channel called Cave on Chess, and I'm really excited to do it. It's going to be a 10-minute game. I honestly have no idea who I'm going to play. I'm going to make this a custom challenge, and I'm hopefully going to play someone easy so I win, hopefully, right? So I'm going to play someone worse than me, and we'll start the game. It's unrated, and I'll play it. It's 10 minutes, so I'll move slower. This guy's really good. Man, this is going to be tough to win. He's rated 1700, so that means he's in the top 1% of the whole world. So he starts out with e4, so the most common opening to that is e5. And after the game, there's a game analysis, and I'll use that, and it'll review my moves, and can look over them and see how I did. So knight f3, so normal variation is just respond, knight c6. There's lots of different variations you can use, but I'm just going to stay common. Okay, this is called the Roy Lopez opening, and it's where it moves the bishop to b5. So that's actually pretty traditional. So let's just flip the pawn to a6. So this is going to get interesting. He's probably not going to take the knight. Wow, he actually took it. Okay, that's not great. He doesn't know what he's doing. I can't be talking though. He's rated higher than me, but still, wow. Okay, so the reason why he didn't take the pawn here was because then I would move my queen here, and it would fork the knight and pawn, and I'll show you in the game analysis what I mean. So now how do I defend this pawn, right? Because you kind of want to do that. And by the way, he moved here on h3 to prevent my bishop from going here, because that's a really tough pin with the knight and queen. So if you don't understand anything I'm saying, that's okay. I'll explain it in the game analysis. I'm just excited to be doing this. This is fun. Okay, so I'm going to move the bishop. Oh man, let's go to d6. Let's see how that works. Bishop d6. Castles. Oh, pretty normal variation so far. So also you can focus on the time, right? So this was to prevent the bishop from going to g4. And I'll move the bishop out to d6. Pretty common. Castles, yeah. Pretty normal game. There's lots of things I can do here. And then I don't know what I should do. I can develop the bishop out. I can develop the knight. I can get the queen out. You really can do anything, honestly. Let's just move the knight to f6. See how that works. Okay, pawn d3. By the way, this guy's terrible on time. You know, when you're playing a 10-minute game and you're moving this quickly, there's no point. I mean, if it was a 1-minute game, that's different, right? You want to move as fast as you can. But I mean, you have 10 minutes to move. Take your time. Like, if this was a quick game, immediately I'm thinking bishop e6, get the queen out to d7, take the bishop on the, take the pawn on h3, hit the queen, also takes the pawn on h3, and then that opens up the king. But he probably wouldn't let that happen. But that was just the first thing I thought of. Doesn't mean it's right. I have 7 minutes to actually think of another move. So why am I going to waste my time? Yeah, let's just do that. Whatever. Bishop e6. Okay, we're just going to do what I thought of, see how that works. Pretty common. And let's see what he does. So, the thing about this game that I like with my position is all my pieces are developed. Okay, every single one of my pieces. Wow! He actually let it happen. That's crazy. Okay, so let's take here. That's really bad for him. So he's going to be up by 1, but there's no way he can defend against this. I mean, this is just so hard to defend against. Wow, I cannot believe he did that. My first video might be a win against someone rated 1700, which would be crazy. That's a good move. That's a really good move. That attacks the queen here. So I have to move the queen, most likely, unless there's an undiscovered check, which there isn't. So, yeah, let's just move the queen back. So we're just going to move the queen back to where it was. Was there probably a better move in the game analysis? Yeah, there probably was, but it's okay. Okay, we got pawn b4. Not bad. Okay. I give this guy credit. He's pretty good at chess. Okay, but I'm better. I'm going to win this. I'm not going to lose my first video. It's just, that would be sad. Okay, pawn c5. Goal of that, so if he takes here, my bishop comes, takes on c5. Just awesome. And he doesn't take. What? That's a very weird move. One sec. I'm gonna look at this guy's account. There's no way he's rated 7. No, he is. He's really good. Jeez. He's rated 1400 blitz. I'm rated 1500 blitz, so I might be better than him. Maybe. So I took on b5, and he responds by going bishop e3. Again, he's moving so fast. He's made 14 moves in less than 90 seconds. That means he's making a move in about a move per every 6 seconds, which is nuts. In a 10-minute game, why? Yeah, that just doesn't add up to me. Even if it's unrated, still try, right? I mean, this is just a practice game. So it might not matter as much to him as it does to me. It also matters to me because I don't want to look stupid and make a terrible move. That would be kind of sad. So let's go here. I'll explain why. So the goal of that is so it opens up this bishop here on a3. Wow. He's just moving so fast. I mean, I don't understand what he's trying to do. I'm just going to take. He's going to have to take back with either the queen or bishop. He takes back with the bishop. Okay. And now I think I'm just going to take this. If he takes back, I'll take back with the bishop here. I don't really see any problems with this position other than it could get bad for me in the endgame if I don't play it safe. I'm playing safe because this guy's good. Okay, so there's the first mistake I made in the game. He forks my bishop and knight, and a bishop and a knight, they're each worth 3. The pawn's worth 1, bishop and knight worth 3, rook worth 5, queen worth 9. So I'm going to be losing now. I made a mistake. And it's hard because you're going to make lots of mistakes in chess, and you just learn after a while to kind of deal with them. Okay, so I'm going to... see, you don't take the rook here because that opens up his queen and gives him this A file, and you don't want that to happen. So this is tough. I need to defend. I think I'm just going to go back. Yeah, this is not good. See, he's playing aggressive because he knows that he's getting into my mind and it's working. So he's a pretty good player. He made a good move there, and that's going to be hard to beat. Okay, so he's going to take. I already know where he's going to move. He's going to move queen a1. He might push his queen here. Wow, he doesn't. Okay. I was thinking if he moves his queen here, right? I have to defend this because if I move the bishop back, he's going to move his queen to a8, and then my queen is to defend on d8, and I'll explain to you in the analysis what I mean. But yeah, this is not looking good. So yeah, this is bad. I'll take here. And that's maybe the one good thing I have in this game is now this opens up the G file with this king. So the king is now opened up. My rook can get lined up and is facing the king, and you want the rook to face the king. Good move. Dang. This is bad. He's going to take on f6. This is really hard to defend. This guy's really good. I mean, he's in the top 1% of players. Okay, he takes as expected. And there's lots of things I can do. So this opens up this. I can take the queen, but you don't want to take a piece when you're down by 2. You just don't. It's not going to help you win the game. So I'm trying to think of how I can set up an attack, and I don't see anything. I might actually have to take, thinking about it. Yeah, I'm going to have to take. And I have to take because this bishop would take my rook. So the only way is to trade and then move the rook like that. And that's checkmate. I just lost the game. Wow. He's going to move his... Yeah. Yep. Maybe I should just not post this video. That was awful. That was very bad. Okay, let's check out the game review for this. Wow.
Even though your opponent found a nice tactic, you did a good job building an advantage before that.
Thanks.
Something to work on.
think so. Yeah, it doesn't really help much. Okay, so I played like I was rated 850. Yeah, that was not great. I'm gonna hopefully make another chess video after this so I look better, because that was really bad. So he opened up the game with e4, and I responded with e5. Okay, that was good, and we can observe it too. So then he goes knight f3, knight c6, and he played the Ruy Lopez, which is what he did. So I responded by going a6, normal. Most people actually go back with the Ruy Lopez, and the reason is because it gives the bishop more room and flexibility to go here and set up attacks with the queen in the future. And so if he did play that, I would have went here. And that would be a whole different line, which there's lots of different lines in chess because there's like a million different combinations you can play. But he didn't, he took. So he took the knight, I took back with obviously this. And I was explaining to you guys earlier that if I took here, or if he took here with the knight, and I would have just moved my queen to d4, and he would have to defend the knight, so he would go back, I would take, you'd move the queen here, I would take, you take the king, then I'd probably move my bishop here, and that just looks really bad for him because there's just no way he can win that game. So he didn't take that. He was a very good player. He didn't take it. He didn't fall for the trap, which most people at this level don't, I'm sorry. So he moved here to h3, which is a good move. It's a good move. And I moved here, which is also good. Okay, not a great move. That's why there's not a star by it. There's only a check mark. It's a good move, not a great move. Could have made a better move. c5 would have been better. Fine. c5 would have been this. I would have never seen this. Okay, I don't understand how this is a good move personally. But, oh, he might be talking. Okay, the computer's talking about moving bishop c5. Yeah. I thought about doing that, but I didn't. Yeah, so this game just got out of hand quickly. Move, he castled, which is, again, just a good move, not a great move. Good move, though, so black's actually winning, so I'm winning this game right now by 0.25%. So not by much, but I'm winning. And I moved the knight out, developing pieces. And he defends the pawn, so he defended the pawn because I could have just taken the knight. You can observe that too. But there's just a lot going on, and there wasn't a lot going on in this game, honestly. Nothing that really stood out to me. This was just a really normal game. It went pretty quick. Nothing too crazy to think about. Just another chess game. Luckily, it didn't impact my rating because it was unrated. So I developed the bishop to e6. Again, just a good move. And then this was an inaccuracy, so I could have taken advantage of this. I think he was thinking, okay, I need to get my pieces out. So he was probably thinking, okay, how can I move the bishop? I can attack the queen, maybe, and then pin this because I can't move my knight, because if I move my knight, his bishop takes my queen right here. So that's the queen's your best piece. You want to do that, so I would want to get rid of that pin. And if I went here, that would be bad because his knight would just stay here. So I would probably, to get rid of that pin, have to go here and then his bishop. That would be the best move. Yeah, here, 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 and this becomes the whole thing. So he didn't do that. And he was probably thinking, okay, I could probably go here. That's actually a normal move. It looks kind of crazy, but no, it's actually an inaccuracy too. But some players would play that, and it would start up another variation. We could go here, and if he takes, I take, it opens up this. He can take here, here, and that would be very good for me. So he was probably thinking, I don't want to do any of that, right? So he's like, screw it. I'm just going to move the knight out. And that's exactly what he did. He moved the knight out. And apparently the best move would have been to go knight g5, which is here. Okay, that's a very good move. Yeah, I can see why that's a good move. I'll explain that. He goes here. That attacks my bishop. And again, you don't want double pawns, okay? If you're an advanced player, you just don't want double pawns in chess. You just don't. Because if let's say I go, I'm trying to think of an ordinary move, like here. He takes, I have double pawns. If there's an endgame, his rook is going to come out and destroy that. So you don't want double pawns at all. Double pawns will kill you in chess. So I would probably take the bishop out, and it just becomes a whole thing. So didn't do that. But I responded, okay, so I was explaining earlier what my goal was, and it just popped into my mind, queen d7, and the computer thinks I'm crazy, which makes sense because Obviously, there's no way you can, win a game going queen d7 against anyone good, but this guy's pretty good, but he made a mistake again. He moved a3. He should have played d4, which would have been here, but he doesn't. And I play really aggressive. I take, and that is a blunder, okay? It's a blunder. I lost a piece. I was getting aggressive. I thought I might have something that I didn't. And I'll tell you what I was thinking. If he takes, I take, and he makes a normal move, which he obviously wouldn't, but let's say he does go here, I have here, checkmate. There's almost checkmate, because, yeah, it's a great move according to the computer, because I have this, which is checkmate. The knight would defend that, obviously, but there's just lots of things here you have to watch out for, and then I could get my rook in the game, and it just becomes so hard to defend. So he doesn't do that. But he moves the knight, which kind of destroyed everything I was thinking about, and I have to move my queen back, which is the best move. But now, as you can see on the bar, white is up by 1.64, which means they're up by a whole pawn and a half, which isn't good. So I'm kind of already losing. He makes a mistake here. He makes a mistake, and I respond with an average move again. And he makes another mistake, and I finally take the pawn. Then he makes another mistake. These are all bad moves. I'm going to try to think about what he was thinking. I don't see what he was thinking here, because I can just take. Obviously, if his knight takes, I'll just take back with the queen. Does nothing. Can't do that. Yeah, there's really nothing here, guys. I mean, he goes with the bishop. That was so weird. I didn't understand that move at all. But he might have been playing aggressive. Again, this is an unrated game. Unrated games are on, Lichess, which I play sometimes. People don't play as seriously because they don't have to, right? There's just not a lot you have to do there. So he moves bishop e3. That's a good move. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. This actually gives me a winning position. I'm winning in this game. And I make a mistake. And I should have played h6, which would have kicked the knight. Instead, I go here, and I'll tell you why. I was thinking that if he takes, I take, that would be nice for my pawn to get out, and then I can form a pawn pyramid, which is the best position in the endgame, which would be nice. And it opens up this pawn, right? So I can now take this instead. It lets me. I can now take this. I don't know why it won't let me here. There we go. Now his move goes here. That's a blunder. Now let me take this. Rook takes, which actually happened in the game. That was an interesting line, but he moves here, and I take, which is a great move. Now I'm actually winning by a lot. I'm winning this game. He takes, and I blunder. This was the worst move I made. This is see, in chess, one bad move destroys you. And I had 5:33 on the clock. This is my first time ever streaming a game. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do the common moves, play the game safe, which I did. And I took the rook. And he actually made a blunder. He made a blunder. He should have moved to a3 and just took the rook. And then I take back. But he didn't. He moved here. And I thought that he had my knight and bishop forked. Apparently not. Apparently, according to the sidebar, I'm actually winning this game by a lot. I don't see how, but I am. And I make a blunder. I thought that my knight and bishop were forked because it looked like that. So I just moved back, and I was thinking, okay, if he takes, then I might take this rook, and that would open up the queen, though, and then take this, and then his queen would check me. I move back, his queen takes, I take back, and okay, now he's only up by 1. That's what I was thinking, okay? That's literally what I was thinking. And apparently, I totally missed. What did I miss? I don't even know what I missed. What did I miss there? Okay, I should have actually just taken the gosh dang rook. I didn't. Let's see why. If I take the rook, he takes back. And then what? Then what do I do? I don't see how I counter that. Oh, I see it now. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. But it destroys everything in the game. That is so tough to see. Even I could barely see that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the reason the computer was thinking that was so if I take here, okay, he takes here, his queen was defending g4. And because now it's not defending g4, I can go here. And that totally destroys every single thing because now his king has to go here. And then I can take, or I can go here. This is just lost. I can take the bishop. I can just destroy him. And I would have won the game if I found that. See, one move, I would have won the game. One move. Instead, I go back, and I look stupid, and wow. And I had to trade here, and obviously this was an inaccuracy, and this was checkmate. I'm trying to think how I could have prevented that, though. There was really nothing I could do. I could have moved here, because that prevents the rook from going here for checkmate. Again, I was just moving fast, so I just wanted to test this game out, and I lost, okay? And that's how you lose a chess game against someone rated 1700, and he just happens to be very good at chess. So good for him. This guy's pretty good. Let's see his stats. I just want to see what he's done. He's played 7,000 games, okay? I played more games than him. I still lost. He's a good player. Give him credit. He played really well. He does, great stuff, and he got more of me in this game, and really just, that's a tough one. It's gonna happen in chess, right? And yeah, it was just tough to counter him, and my stats don't look very good on here. I've lost a lot of games lately, but then actually, sometimes you win 7 in a row, and then other times you lose 5 out of 6 or whatever it is. So yeah, that was a tough game. I hope you enjoyed my first video, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.